AYV Television on Channel 33 with the broadcast live from the studios na Tawail na Freetong, and with the stream live now Facebook page AYV News, and also with you on Radio FM 11.7. Welcome to the program. This is the Art Talk Show Hot Seats, and as always, me na Amadou Lamrana Ba. This is the program where they look at things the way they happen. They ask the questions and what they want for ask to people them in public service, people them way political appointees, them elected officials, on what and they do, you know, for move this country go before. Waiting at the roles and responsibilities. And as always, you know, we appreciate we viewers and listeners them, people them way, especially in our Facebook page, we can contribute to this program. We can expect the views them, the diverse views them on what we they do, how I think say we they do them, and how we for do them. So some of them comment and they will take them in very good faith, and they work on them and appreciate that. But as always, as we can appeal, you know, we they get different people that we can carry. They talk on different things. People that we they represent different political parties, people that we get different thoughts and thinking. But as always, we can want people that expect them views and opinions. And even if they disagree with them, it should be respectfully done. So at the platform, we always ask that people them disagree respectfully, they will not abuse themselves, because one thing they we all together. We all are Sierra Leoneans and want this country for go before. People then just get their own way. We then think say then go do it. It's the APC, the SLP, PNG, CRUF, NDA, but we all now want Salon people because we all want this country for better. So now welcome, and we appreciate your time as always. Inside today's program, we can talk about the office of the president. The president very recently just announced in vice president as in running mate for the June 24th multi-tier elections. We see Usai also, the president's been working na Moyamba district and meet with different people them and talk about in development programs and agenda. We also go talk about that. The president already there out of the country. We go talk about that as well inside the program today. So I get with me, Myk Brerewa, Myk Brerewa, we na the director of communications. I get him for the second term. Now the program today. Myk, welcome to Hot Seat.
How are you, Lamrana?
It is a pleasure having you.
Always a pleasure coming.
How has it been? How has it been? Have you been able to settle down now?
Well, when you say settle down, you ask for my office or you ask for me as an individual?
Well, your office.
Oh, well, it's like I'm settling. I have to. Mina Saluman.
The director of communications. You don't get office space, you don't get official vehicle. And
well, I always get office space. I always get, of course, yes, vehicle and everything. So that's not a problem.
Okay.
It gets two ways, like me and the office. So I've been settling. I'm a Sierra Leonean.
So there is this thing, you know, I suppose this is your first time working at that level, you know, at the presidency. And, you know, what has been the experience so far since you took up this job? And that's something you enjoy for do? You enjoy?
Yeah. I enjoy working for President Bill. I've been doing it unpaid, like I would say. It's like engaging social media, engaging other platforms, digital TVs for cascade the president in vision to other people them. So coming there, I'm learning and a lot of things, and I'm also contributing. It's been an experience. It's a privilege also, you know, for the close to president. You know why they close to president?
Well, it's about my ambition and plan. So say me no plan for get into public service like you've done or work for president. And everybody get ambition.
And it's also an honor. And for serve, you know, you can't see. Even though we don't serve in a different capacity, but this is new. I love it.
So what are you enjoying with this job? Is it the traveling? Is it the what power?
Really, like,
no. Let me just ask: is it what power comes with? You know, the other facility there, or
no, not to that.
Is it about
not to that? Man, come on. I'm from America.
Yeah, even if you are from America, working with the presidency comes with a lot
that's what I just told you. That's a privilege. Like you learn a lot. You get first-hand information with how government policies work. You know, you meet with other people from different walks of life, from different policy background. So it's interesting.
How has the working environment been for you?
In what sense?
Well, you're working with people. You're working in the presidency. This is a new. I'm sure this is the first time you're working. That's the handling communications of the presidency. How has it been for you?
It's fun. There's sometimes tough times. Difficult times, just like any job. Sometimes you get bad days, sometimes you get good days. But overall,
what I can give you bad day?
What I give you bad day?
Yeah.
Well, just maybe the tediousness of the job. That's one. Always, you have to be top-notch for know what's going on around the presidency. President get numerous of meetings, the way they do every day. You know, that engagement, you have to be top-notched on that. And sometimes I don't get much meetings, you know, and then the fun part of it also, it's like you travel, I'm getting to know my country. Certain places and they will not be ever know, knowing the people, knowing the culture, knowing the food, knowing how people live, you know, just getting to know Sierra Leone, so it's interesting.
How you and you colleague then they compare? I
know you were going to ask the question again.
I have not been seeing you traveling much with the president out of the country. I see the press secretary, I've been with him, he was in Senegal with him, he's in Brussels with him as well, they'll be going to the AU as well. Una don't share the job, you know.
But the press secretary said not go America, right?
But
so
I
went there, right?
So una don't share jobs.
Well, that not really matter. It's about just information dissemination.
Okay.
You know, that's also come down and cutting down on costs. You know, cutting down on expenses. The president will travel with everybody. So if like the press secretary travel today, then tomorrow some other person travel, the other day himself travel. So it's I don't feel it's any problem.
So sometimes I can want information, you know, I can want check. Who's I for check? Should I go check on Myk Brerewa and see what Myk is posting on social media, or should I check what and see what Keketoma is posting? How I can disseminate it. I don't share what they do.
Yeah, well, it's like everybody know what's everybody they do. We all have a same goal with different responsibilities and one vision, and I feel say it's working fine.
So specifically, what's in your mandate? What's in your mandate?
Laura, are you going to ask this question
No,
again?
I'm asking you.
But at the same time, I was here.
No, you're not be explaining.
I was here. You begin to ask me who that supervise. Then you ask me my mandate. I am Director of Communications, Office of the President.
Yeah. So when you don't into the job now, what specifically they do? That is what I'm asking.
Well,
the specific job.
Look at President. Look at information. Share them out to the people. Try for decipher which information for go out, which one for keep. Which one people they need for you, if people don't get any doubts, like what's how they do so right now with you. That's just one of my jobs.
You know, the last hour BOC, we talk about a town hall for the president.
Right.
You know, that you'll be hosting a town hall. There was a statement, a notice out that it will be happening later on a council, and there's not been much information about it. The president no one do it again?
No, the president always one for one. The president, you don't interview the president many times, right? I guess
I've interviewed him once.
One time.
Yes.
Okay, people in other media. President like for talk to people.
Yeah.
You can see interviews even when we travel go overseas. So he's very optimistic about that. But during the term, 2 days follow we do the event, 2 strong media personnel then dine at this country. And the media people that we work with, we get to get them on board. And so out of respect, out for empathy and sympathy, I will use them 2 words today. We decide for postpone them, all right? And our postpone will be embark on a lot of rural traveling. President come and go Senegal, come, I don't travel. So we'll try to find a date with a president in diary for see how when president will be fit, and they will come up with about. Be rest assured, we're going to come with president and the people.
It will happen when? Soon?
Yeah, soon.
Okay. Talking about traveling, we see you say the president don't travel, go apply recently, go more and back for the very first time, right? After the elections and meet with people. And you were part of that state.
Yeah.
You were part of it. And they ask, how do we, you know, draw the line from the President Bio traveling as a president to speak to the people of this country as against the leader and presidential candidate of the SLPP traveling to campaign and speak to the people?
He's a president. He's a commander-in-chief. He's the fountain of honor.
Where do we draw that line?
Yeah, well, no line, not for draw. He's going on a working visit.
Yeah. So there is nothing wrong to use that to campaign.
So I'm not facing a campaign, president the campaign. President do a lot. I need for go see what's in the happen. I need for meet with the people. I need for know what's in their needs. I need for know what's in their wants. I need for rub skin with them. I need for sleep with them. I need for know exactly if them activities them way is let them do if really they know the felt needs of the people. So that's what it's doing. So it's not a thank you tour. It's not like trying to tell people them campaign manifesto. No, he's on a working visit.
But in the instance where they visit, then they clouded with campaign messages and you know. Party supporters welcoming him and making statements. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah, well, party supporters and always did it. You know, he's a political head also, don't forget that, of the Sierra Leone's People's Party. Yeah? So we're forgetting party people then. Then you know we will stop people then. They are also Sierra Leoneans. Right? So, but the objective of president in travel, Lamarana, now for then travel to our president do, like a walking visit.
Okay. Now the provinces.
Yes, sir.
So touching base with the people, how much the president they understand, you know, waiting the people they go to, how much is he getting the message with the economic situation?
He is getting it. That's what makes President Bio unique. When President go and travel here, like I tell you, one of the fun part of it is after he address people them like stadium, on an open space, doing outreach. When he goes, he doesn't go to bed right away. So until we go was it. I'm going to surprise you for like, you know, say President can meet with people till then 2 o'clock. Who are these people? Stakeholders from all political parties, youth, women groups, even people them way you feel say, even opinion leaders. They meet with them all. So everybody gets a own message where they come out. Everybody gets your agenda where they come out. And all the information and the president need them. Because you know why? It's been a long time where presidents, the more they get and they sit down from the high house and send people them on the ground. When the people then go, when they come at different things and they tell them and then they give them the realities on the ground and they tell them what's going to happen. But presidents, no. I'll give you an instance. When president went to Moyamba, to be specific, president decided, say, it traveled by road for good to Shingi. Shingi is like a bread basket. A lot of fish them where they come out from Shingi, then they come out come. So then a metropolitan area than they, you know, it mixed with different people. They mixed with Shabu, Mende, Timini. The first time for Good Day. It was very interesting. No president ever traveled by road for Good Day. President Bill is the very first president who traveled by road, and we Good Day, we sleep day.
What's the message with them people can give president? What's when we can there around? We can meet with the ordinary people, the average Sierra Leonean?
Every community, everyone has their own needs, their own felt needs. Yeah? If today you get an opportunity for meet president, not on journalism, just on which you address them, something a different thing you go talk to them. But if me meet us, a different thing as a Sierra Leone, another person. So every community is unique. Every community get their own different needs. Like you go some side, someone will tell you, say, "Pa, we not light to want here. We not get lights now. Now water one. Some man we go and get water done, don't get light." What saying when someone has like when we went to Moyamba, the township of Moyamba, one of the key things some of the people they advocate for, they want a university in Moyamba. They want a university branch. Like Jala forgets like a campus in Moyamba. That's the unique part of it because President Bio don't do road from Moyamba Junction. Take each Moyamba. Like they don't begin fix the poles them for lights now. The rural electrification project they kick their water system and all that and then they work on. So their needs were what? They say they want a university campus day na Moyamba. You know, that was a key thing that I took from them. The way you go Senje, Musa will go with President go sleep. The people on the roads they want. Okay. They just want the roads to be made from Moyamba to Senje for ease trade and
the president they give them the commitment.
The president commits that. Say 2023 because they sure say they win and they make that good.
In this all the movements here, I can see poverty and hardship.
Yes.
And
yes.
How do you react usually when you see
as a Sierra Leonean, it's sad. Things are hard. I know we can't sit down. I mean, as Sierra Leonean, I say things are not hard. Things have been hard. Like Salona, everywhere they grew up. I witnessed Nakisia grow up. I witnessed Asel Kagozin. I came from I'm not coming from a rich family. I come from a middle family. My mother be nurse. So Asel, why come to school Albert Academy? I come. I even tell the world Asel Kagozin. I come. I see two lines in this country. Yeah, I see hardship in this country. I get sense. Things were hard. Like we see people to line for everything. Yeah. So hardship still there. But at the end of the day, the president is aware of it. The president, they put on measures them for softening that. We're not going to eradicate them totally. Even in America, the great America, you get people that were homeless with it. Where they sleep on a bridge.
But you think the president thinks they don't do enough in this?
Oh yes, they don't do enough. The indicators are there, the numbers are changing.
What's the enough? What's the enough?
They don't do it well.
Did you still see in poverty? You can talk to young people.
Yeah, but poverty the old side. You know, there is no way.
No, but the level, there could be poverty everywhere. Like you said, the US can get people already. We're not poor people, but you look at the level,
yeah, but
the amount of unemployed people that we don't get job, we not able access 3 square meal a day, we not get the we not even get minimum wage and all that.
Well, we not get any metric for measure that. You don't get to tell me like we say how many people. But if you look at the indicators, the global
unemployment rate is over 50%.
Yeah. But if you look at the global rates, people are more employed now past how than the day before.
Na salon?
Yes. I will tell you that.
Who side the job then they?
But Lamana, if I forget say, they don't give more than 5,000 PIN codes to teachers. That's an addition. Okay. They don't give police. They don't recruit more. That's an addition. Okay. If they get to tell me, them other areas and they way like where they don't open offices them where people then they work. You don't get to tell me. That's an addition also. Okay. So if you go now look at the numbers, you Google them, I will bet you say you look at the numbers, it's not, even though it still not reflects so the economic situation of the country, but we are not like going down. That's my point.
So you just say there has been increase in employment and salon?
Yeah, I feel so.
So what percentage?
Well, I don't know. I don't have the numbers of it. Okay. But what's the try for say? If you take comparatively, if you take like the unemployment rates, I know saying that they look up right now. But if you take the unemployment rate from 2017, because I'm like for do a comparative analysis from the past government and now. 2017 unemployment rate, then you look at 2022 where we are now employment rate. There have been a little bit of increment. We are not worse off. That's what I'm worse off.
Worse off.
Yeah.
Who silent jobs there? I don't ask you. Now the military no more. You don't.
But I mentioned teachers.
Yes.
Lamrana, we just add 15. We just add 5,000 teachers. Then we just give them PIN code.
You consider say the country in population don't go up as well compared to where you compare to previous governments and now.
Now what you talk about? You talk about employment.
Yeah, but that is what I'm saying.
So the population, population don't go up.
Exactly.
But I want to say so population don't go up. I just substantiate say. Employment back don't go up. Even a little, it don't go up. So it's not like we're doing badly. Population go up during the war, employment's not be there. The term stagnation there, employment's not there. You get to tell me jobs are not there. So if you say if unemployment, of course, like I tell you say, there's poverty. You get to tell the truth for talk. There is poverty. Nobody is not taking that away. Yeah? But at the end of the day, it's like I want you to ask me a question. Say, what are you doing about it?
Yeah, I'll ask you that question, but I'm asking you because there was a post. There's a post recently where somebody been they share about you, where you post in 2019. I don't know if the producer then could pull up Randy. Where you say, they create, is it 2 million jobs in the agriculture sector?
Yeah, that was an intention. So a massive rice production starts soon in Sierra Leone.
That was the time. Soon. You said soon. As massive rice production starts soon in Sierra Leone. 2 million jobs to be created across the country.
Yes, that was about.
That was 2019.
Yeah, that was 2019.
So many jobs soon I don't create in the agriculture sector.
All I can know is tell you about the post. Let me post them. That was the time where we roll out the Tomabon project, right? We'll look at the metrics, how much the Tomabon project go add value to production at this country and all that. That was, I don't know the sources I pulled that, but that was, I think I will even share something like that back, I will news or something. So that was that's intention. And we are big on it. We're coming big. That is why when I need for re-elect back 2023. So because we're coming big on agriculture.
No,
No, well,
2
I
million
don't tell you about Tomabun. Tomabun is just one. I'm not telling you say Tomabun don't create jobs. It's still Tomabun
But you
project.
said 2 million jobs,
Yes,
Mike.
2 million jobs. Yeah,
You very sure and clear say 2 million jobs has been created.
Yeah, that's a target.
In the agriculture sector.
To be created. That's my keyword
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but you
To
say
be
very
created.
soon. You are very specific. If
Yeah,
you say
well,
very soon, we create this kind of job. And 2019, we are in 2023 now.
Yeah, well,
it's 2 years down the line.
Well, that was our intention. That was our objective.
Has that been achieved?
Yeah, it's not yet been achieved because there are a lot of factors them we don't derail them, like global factors, contagious factors them, like what make mention of the COVID-19, Ukraine war. You don't get to tell me, but it's an intention. It's the target.
Okay.
We get in there. That's why we need for re-elect we, because we come in big and bigger on agriculture. Just like how we start education. No people them they say we not get money for them, and a lie with a lie. We start free education. They look how we don't take education at the map. Recently, a young man, one of the Minister of Education, was awarded Minister of the Year in Dubai. That was yesterday. That is big. Now when they discuss education at the world, President Bio have to sit down there. Countries and the use of policy and the use of model for education, for transform education at the country. So that is how we are coming big on agriculture.
I suppose when you travel, so when you go out, when you free yourself, when you meet with young people, you know, do you meet with young people who actually have got jobs since you came and they feel satisfied with what you're doing?
Let me tell you one thing. One thing you go attest here, even though you know like I can ask you questions, but you go attest.
Now they ask you questions, while you answer and while you ask me questions.
Okay, no, but questions I can ask you about it. It's a conversation.
This is a specific,
not a job interview.
No, but
I
you're
for.
speaking to the people.
No,
as
but
well.
that's still look you. Why not look you?
No, I know, but if I ask you a question, you know, answer, then the people won't understand what we say.
Yeah, well, okay, now they say one thing when you attest say, but who say me and you the meet up? Who say young people dey? You know, like night out, day out, but who say they meet up? So we interaction is similar. You don't get to tell me, I know say it's also part of your job, meeting people at all walks of life, not about status quo, following you know exactly what's in the money. I do the same.
Okay.
So that answers the question. I interact with people.
So that, but now they ask, do you meet me? I get close group of people that I interact with, that I go out with. I know these are people possibly where they do business, people who have job, people who are in politics. I'm asking the people where you go out, where you do you outreach and all that, where you meet. Not all the people who they night out and meet.
No, they meet to people.
No, not all people they do social gatherings where you they meet and they ask about. Now the people them where you they talk to, where you they meet.
Okay.
Do you meet people who actually have where they tell you say they get job from where this government can they don't get job?
I know they meet. I tell you say they meet all walks of life. I know they just go meet somebody where sit on the office. Yeah, and they talk to everybody and. Majority of the people in Naya, we in this country, we don't get jobs and then boku. You don't get to tell me, majority where they suffer and then boku. So these are the people I talk to. And when I go there, I talk to them. Waiting at the give them, I hope I give them. I try to let them understand, say, we know they are suffering. I try to let them understand, say, things are hard. I try to let them understand, say, the way things are hard, these are global and contagious problems. And this is what government is doing, and this is the impact we get for create, but we get for take time, so let people get hope. Okay,
let me just look at video quickly where the President Bio, now the presidential debates, been talk about, you know, how things are difficult and people want change. Let me just look at that so they can continue the conversation.
Is that the 10 years of APC misrule and economic mismanagement has definitely created considerable suffering for the people of this country. From Kamakwie to Pujehu, from Kono to Freetown and everywhere, people are suffering under the weight of corruption and the mismanagement of the All People's Congress. I have seen it at first hand, from Falaba to Kedima and from Kailan to Potloko, the people want change. The people are tired of the suffering of paying for a bag of rice at 200,000 from only 60,000 in 2007. The people want democratic change to end their suffering.
Rice is up to 500,000 leones now. President Bio still believe in those words that people are suffering? Is still the city suffering people?
I just told you that he's a man who lives from the heart. This is a man who saw an accident day in lodge He's surrounding himself with common people. He knows. He travels. When president they go, when they reach certain places and they park at the candle and they talk to people. Yeah, now countryman. He's not from an elite family. He knows the problems of this country. But these are problems, like I tell you, so these are contagious problems. These are problems where not as a result of bad economic policies, not a result of bad governance. Every country is half of the world get double-digit inflation. Yeah? Waiting as government, we curious about what are we doing? What are the measures we're putting in place? How would they try for salvage this? Let it not be a burden on people.
Let me read for you quickly. What's in the Sierra Leone WFP reports, quarter 4 reports on the conditions in Sierra Leone. Let me just read this paragraph. It says, the combined impact of headline inflation reaching record levels at 37% in December 2022 and the eroding value of the local currency against the US dollar strongly indicates a bitter outlook for Sierra Leone households, majority of which are already struggling to meet their basic needs, and a nutritionally rich, diverse and healthy diet is unaffordable to most people, and they go angry, people and they suffer.
I did not dispute that.
You just listen. So is it that you agree your governments have not been able to address the bread and butter issue that you campaigned on?
You said you come, you get for ask me what you don't do.
Yes, I ask you. No, but I'm asking you a question now. You don't dictate how I ask you. You answer what I ask.
Okay.
If you have answer for them, if you don't, we'll move to something else. I'm asking.
Okay.
With this suffering, you've agreed.
We've done something about it.
No, what I'm saying, is that a confirmation, an agreement that you've not been able to handle the bread and butter issue, the suffering where President Bill talk about?
Oh, yeah, you know, we say we're not able to handle the bread and butter. It's the same. Can I say something?
If bag of rice is up to 500,000 now from waiting the president be announced, then what have you been able to handle?
Yes, we don't put measures in place, and these are the measures I want for make you understand. The same WFP report report, 9 poll report say 10 countries hit harder by food inflation. Recent report now I get. Make a turn on the screen, let people see. Yeah, it says Zimbabwe 285%, Venezuela 158%, Lebanon 143%, Argentina 95%, Turkey 77%, Ghana 60%, Sri Lanka 59%, Rwanda 59%, Haiti 53%. This is a report, WF report, Salon of the day. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying a justification to that. What they say, we don't put measures in place. Some of them, that come, Lamrana. We don't put measures in place for cushioning the effect. Yeah? What's in the happen?
Do you buy rice? Do you buy rice?
No, I they eat.
You buy by bag or then they cook you eat?
No, rest they eat. I they pay chop money, I they take care of myself.
So what's your expenditure compared to when you were visiting Sierra Leone some time ago?
Lamrana, things are hard.
Yeah.
I know they dispute that, but I will tell you back comparatively, if you don't begin to ask comparative questions, I will tell you back, say, even worse off in America.
I'm not asking about America.
Yeah, well, I'm
asking you, no, I'm not a comparative question I ask you. I ask you, say, you the buy rice, right? You know the increase, you know the
I don't say yes, around 500,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the average minimum wage, now 600,000 how could that be justified with the cost of a bag of rice and transportation safe don't go up and all of that? How could that be justified to the living standard of the
President Bill can't increase minimum wage. Whereas back we go 300,000 if we talk about Sierra Leone, one for do comparative analysis. Tijankaba hand over this government rest bag, if I know the member, around 60,000. Before President Nkrumah, they left, former President Nkrumah, they left power, it went up to over 300,000. If you look at ratioly, it's over a triple. You don't get to tell me.
And it's over 500,000.
So yeah, well, I don't even want to get into the comparison because as government we take responsibility.
Exactly. You campaigned on addressing the bread and butter issue of the people of this country.
Right.
And it's almost 5 years now.
Yes. Let me come in. And we are addressing it. We are putting measures. You can plan, Lamrana. Yeah? You can get a company like Crusade, you can plan. You get all the planning, you put all the 5 P's in place. Yeah? You take all the measures the way you take. But there are certain natural conditions, there are certain natural factors them where you not get control over. Where come that planning the way you do, you get for replan back. And this is what happened. When President Bill say he's going to block all the leakages, you don't get to tell me, he's going to do prudent spending. We got for use financial resources them wisely for make sure Sierra Leone become a better country. Yeah? Welcome. That's why we did 22% of we budget. We allocate them to education. That is a prudent spending, because if you want a country transform, if you even want to eradicate poverty, Lamrana, it's through education. When people create jobs for themselves, when they become entrepreneurs for themselves, when they clean and go out here, they become mercenaries, they become fitters, they become electricians. You don't get what I mean? It's not going to be too much burden on government.
So you forget, don't forget but for address the bread and butter.
Yeah, but when you talk about bread and butter issue, it's not bread and butter issue. Not only means say bread and butter issue. Not only means say President Bio they pay school fee for Ikola. Mommy and daddy they now. That's bread and butter there. It's putting money back. Yes, it's putting money back into their pockets. So you say if you get 5 Peking, you get to tell the child for where they go school. Where they go primary school or secondary school. Then the president take that burden away from you. He's putting money back into your pocket.
And if you don't get a job, then your salary is still 600,000. How do you take care? How do you take care of that family?
The job back when you look at Lamrana, we also as Sierra Leoneans also get responsibility. You get to tell the tribe for talk. I know say we job space very narrow, because the highest employer na governments in this country. You don't get to tell me, and we're not also for B. We're going to advance economies, good countries. Governments don't even employ reach 10% of the people.
Well, yeah, that's the situation.
Here is the situation. So the burden is on government. Because at the end of the day, people go to universities. We're not even able past in the days where educational sector I be done day. People go into universities, they're not even think through waiting and they go study. Then they just go take anything. Yeah? Then they just go learn anything no more. Then when they come, they are not really marketable for let they employ them. I will give you an instance. I have a cousin who...
Are there the jobs as well? The private sector,
certain areas there, when you learn book, they become marketable. So that'll be very candid enough. Yeah? Like if, we know there are challenges with PIN code. But if you're not a doctor, then we employ you because we need doctors then. Yeah, if you're not an engineer, if you go learn something, want to handy something, you're able to create jobs. So it's also incumbent on us as citizens, Lamrana. You get what I mean? Even though government self get a role for play under, for educate people them, for give them career paths, I'll give you an instance. It happened in America also come out. When they were giving student loans to people, Lamrana, they were just cutting it across to everybody. Some man go take student loan, he go study what's in called music. Some man take student loan, he go study religious knowledge. Some man go study geography. Where it done, where it come, another guy walk sit down. And that student loan here for pay. So what's happened? The federal government went into loss. So now what the federal government they do? They don't streamline even how they give student loan to people. I don't say they don't give them all. They still they give. But then they pay more emphasis on people them where they go study STEM. When science, technology, education, and mathematics. Something like that. Yeah? Like people that went into sciences. So, and the same approach we don't take in this country. Yeah, that's why President Bio they pay for girl picking them where the university, now Frobe College, you where they go study engineering, and they pay for them.
But there are a lot of people who graduate. Slim Cochrane just gets over 900 people who graduates recently. You have a lot of people who graduate with even marketing skills and all of that. There are no jobs. The jobs needs to be there for let people and get jobs. Are you saying now people that no one work or not the?
No, not all people that no one work. Jobs them, not all government create jobs for you.
Yeah, but the government create the conducive environment.
No, we're not in conducive environment and how they create so.
Okay.
That's and takes time.
The jobs not coming. It's
I don't know why you not pull the reports where the unemployment report, because I believe say you preview say
unemployment.
Yes, it says shoot up. Yeah, the team will be the top.
Unemployment report is over. Sierra Leone's unemployment rate is over 50% in Sierra Leone. Myk Brerewa. Are you challenging that?
But I'm not.
It has always been high as a nation.
May argue what is the argument? Point of argument here is. You know, we say when governments don't come, this government who don't come in power, we don't stifle jobs. I am presenting a case. Employment very high. Unemployment very high. Unemployment very high in America. Unemployment very high in Ghana.
I really don't
Unemployment,
understand.
you have to.
No, you're taking...
We're living in...
No.
Okay.
We're talking to a Sierra Leonean public and society.
Yeah.
We're talking to the people who you campaigned to in 2017, 2018 that voted. I just played what the president said.
Yeah.
People entire, they want change, entire for suffering. These are the people who still they suffer. Now that you talk to, they don't. I'm not sure when they vote and they go think say, okay, this is what happening in America. They vote on your manifesto, what you present to them as a political party. The president promised them change. Has there been that change?
Yeah, there has been change.
Okay.
In different change, not to pass bread and butter.
Okay.
Education sector, huge transformation.
No, I'm talking specifically on what the president said.
Yeah, but the president talked about economic change. The president talks about change. When you talk about when you talk about change, not just look at one. Why is it that
I've been asking you specific question about the economy and bread and butter.
When you talk about the economy gets a lot of components. You get a lot of things that way to make an economy thrive. One of the things that the reason why we are poor now because of the high literacy rates in this country. Do you agree with me?
So are you diverting?
No, do you agree?
No, are you diverting the money way for spend on bread and butter to education? So let people learn wait for.
Is that what you're saying? They don't spend money. They spend huge money on bread and butter.
Okay.
The how you call them? The credit facility where we established na Bank of Sierra Leone during the COVID, about 50 million for buying essential commodities for coming to this country. Spend on bread and butter.
So
we take off how you call them taxes, GST on rice, 0 taxes, importation duties, 0. That's why they can at this country, 0. But at the end of the day, Lamrana, not only they plant rice. Now ship the counter, that ship they now oil they use. Yeah, first day Ukraine, Russia when I give oil on the country. So then people then they wouldn't counter now. Who know they can determine for tell them how much they sell. That is why the president's envision say we should embark on agriculture, Lamrana.
Okay, we'll talk about agriculture where the president makes agriculture in major priority. But what I'm asking you is that what you're doing is actually not adding value to alleviating the suffering of people? Because it's
adding value.
But how can you say we're
okay, I can tell you. I'll tell you why you look at the value. You just look at the value from monetary point of view. Look at about kind of scarcity economically. Look at them from a scarcity point of view.
Okay.
Countries and they where goods and commodities are very scarce. Like being an island, they can buy rice. Then get the money. An island, they can buy rice. Yeah, rest no day. When you even look at the inflation in Africa, Liberia, they the better inflation pass we. Yeah, I think they are like 16% with 17. I'm not too sure. You know, this is just off it. But they are in better shape pass we economically. But they don't get basic necessities. Like food condiments, no, they can't buy. Ghana, the economy crash. Yeah, so you look at them. If President Bionobi puts prudent economic measures for make sure say yes, the thing in there, but they are available. Okay. If I don't bad pass this,
and they are available and still can't be afforded by the average. I still they ask you the question. I still they take you back to what the president said about the price of rice and the sufferings of people. You strongly believe say honorable alleviates the suffering and they
no, I don't tell you say we don't alleviate.
I'm asking, I'm not saying you say, I'm asking you.
No, we are not. How will I say that? Sit down here and say that. You know, I mean, I'm a Sierra Leonean. At the end of the day, Mr. Sef, this thing they hit me. Because
you said they suffer?
Yeah.
How?
But
you get a good job, man.
Yeah, but that don't mean I know they suffer. I get a good job. You know how much when mom done at the same to me. Family, yanda, you know how much I lost yanda wa kabnaya because of I believe in President Bio in vision. At the end of the day, at the past, they reach another even 100,000 in my pocket.
So I'm asking the same question about it's 4 years up to 5 years down the line. One of the greatest thing we, as I play in that video, we President Bio campaign on.
You know what's in President Bio campaign on?
No, listen me. Like, wait, don't talk, you go talk.
Okay.
Let me just make my point. One of the greatest things that we campaign on, as you watch in that video, the presidential debate, is how people are suffering, how people are tired, and they want regime change. Do you think the people still want that change?
No, people have hope. People have hope. People don't want regime change.
With rise at 500,000,
yeah, people are looking at, people know that these factors.
Do you mean your base, una base?
And it's about generally.
What are the people who you can interact with?
I interact with people all walks of life.
Or
all walks of life.
You people and you
I interact with people of all walks of life.
So they tell you they have hope and they believe in.
Yeah, well, the people know say what's in the happen. People are preview now with the advent of social media. People are preview with a lot of international news. They know what's in the happen at the world. People they see protests. A countries where we get good economy. You know, no member say this country I will take them. What you know?
So the soft.
Don't not be there, bro.
So then soft.
They not be the pay salaries themselves.
So then
now at least with the pay salaries.
So then suffering all they should. They hope they now because now international and they happy in other countries, then so they should have hope.
No, well, people did change. The reason why people changed, people voted change for APC. I strongly believe, say, even though people were suffering, but people don't say then suffering was precipitated by the actions, the inactions and actions and inactions of APC. Okay. People see how them, you know, woefully managed Ebola out of corruption. The reports come out from IRC, Red Crescent, we say they mismanage Ebola, where people then die. Naya, you get to tell they try for talk, like we them for don't manager because Ebola not no more meets people die now a lot. Now because of poor healthcare policies, make people die. They even sack the health minister. You see how we handle COVID. Yeah. That is leadership.
Have you read the audit reports on COVID?
Yes,
on COVID-19 and its expenditure.
No,
Did you read it?
Tell me about it.
Did you read about the procurement of vehicles, procurement of laptops? Did you read about what it says about?
Tell me about it.
No, I'm asking. You know.
I'm able to preview all.
You're not.
It says you're not saying an offer.
No, I'm asking. What are the things? No, somebody you're not been in a government.
Fine. So it's a huge page. It's a huge page.
Yeah, I remember. AYV. We hosted the Minister of Internal Affairs of the procurement of Prados.
Not all
Prados. You don't remind.
Well, that's what it is.
You are not informed about that.
Yeah,
the procurement of those vehicles.
I see. So was it wrong?
You are not informed about.
I was informed. I listened that time. I think Emerson sing something like that. On that, was it wrong for letting them purchase vehicles for?
No. But what I'm asking you is the statement of on the audit report on the wrong procurement of those vehicles. You're not aware of them?
Yeah, well now they tell you so. Was it wrong?
No, I'm saying the audit report clearly say the procurement process was flawed and all of that. So you're not aware of it. Even SEC was investigating.
Yeah, well that is audit report. That also tells you how transparent we are as a country.
No, but
that's how transparent we are. Yeah.
I'm bringing you back to the point you're making about managing resources and all of it and how it's important for the development of the country. I just cite
this is one side we cite, but let's look at the broader picture here.
Are you using what went wrong and people voted for change as a benchmark to what you're doing?
No, let's finish with this before you get to that.
No, I'm asking because you want me go back to how
can you go back? Not done with this. Yeah, now look at the we'll try for dissect this for we common people that let understand. Let's look at impacts here. We look at two diseases. We look at a disease when Ebola will be easy for manage and COVID will be difficult for manage because these two diseases, one is an epidemic will affect just few countries. We not create any disruptions in chain supply and all that. Then this one is a pandemic will affect the whole world. You don't get it because the world recession we are living and we interconnected. Yeah, you see how we manage them. We were the first country for shutdown we airports. We manage what picking them is still their schools. At the end of the day, we bring radio programs and we picking them go school. People are not dying reach 200 in this country. Where other countries and the people then die pokode. So that tells you that's governance. That is leadership.
And people voted for change because of all of those things. Yeah. And I'm asking now, with all of them problems, and you promise to address challenges of the economy, the suffering of people. I will ask again, do you strongly believe you've done enough in addressing them?
We have not done enough. We still need more to do. Okay. More. And President is aware of that, Lamrana.
Okay.
We've not done it for, but the thing is...
So people should agree that you've not handled the bread and butter
No,
issue.
not that we have not. We have handled it, but we have not done. We still need to do more. That is why they have to re-elect us, because we are on the right trajectory to economic recovery. We have policies that are sound. We have reforms that are realistic. We have solutions that are measurable. Now, I make them for re-elect we, follow shape this country. Yeah, I must better.
So that suffering the way President Bio talk about, way people and be go through, they're not for listen to that. They're not for think about this. They shouldn't think about the suffering.
No, the suffering will be the APC 10, and you know they compare them.
Yes, from 300 to 500.
You know, you suffering, you arrest no more. You know, my way lucky
but that is the staple. You don't know.
Yeah, it's a staple food. So that is why.
Myk, come on, you're joking with that.
No, I am not joking with that.
Yeah.
So that is why also it comes with reforms. That's why we want for try for introduce to call.
No, not talk about what you know, not
no,
doing. I'm talking about what you've done.
No, it's
we still paying a lot of money to import rice.
No, the key thing here is the problems are there. Not so, me, you know, this is not an argument for that. It's a problems not there. Yeah, Lama. This also it's there. Yeah. I think we agree on that, right?
Yeah.
There is poverty, right? Yeah, it's economic challenges.
And you take
right?
responsibility of not addressing them.
Don't say we are not addressing them. We are addressing them. Don't put words in my mouth. We are addressing them. Yeah, but we need to do more.
Okay.
That's the point. So what's the other try for talk? When you look at comparatively, you don't get to tell me how suffering be the APC you know this
so you don't do better.
Pass APC, far away.
Okay.
Pass
let me move on to government expenditure. You know, the presidents at this same presidential debate been talk about reckless spending and prudent spending and all that. Let me just watch this video. We will come continue the discussion.
We have to introduce some discipline in the way we spend the people's money. First is expenditure control. The APC government has been spending like drunken sailors. They've spent, the SLPP government left a reserve of over 5 billion leones and a foreign debt of about $250 million. As I speak to you, I'm just confirming what you said. We have a foreign debt of about 1.6 billion today. And of course, that tells you there is no reserve at all. This sort of reckless spending on the part of the government has created serious challenges for the people of this country.
Presidential debates where they talk about spending. Let me read quickly the monetary policy where the Bank of Sierra Leone released recently. Let me read on fiscal policy. It says the overall fiscal deficit continued to widen in the third quarter of 2022 from 1.51 billion in the second quarter to 84 billion in the third quarter. The deterioration was mainly due to increased government expenditure and net lending, which was more than the increase in total government revenues. The primary balance also worsened as the deficit increased from 978.90 million leones in the second quarter to 1.46 billion in the third quarter. This is what the Bank of Sierra Leone fiscal policy, the monetary policy statement on the fiscal policy say.
Right.
Fiscal policy and spending has become worse, and that is what they're saying.
Yeah, you also don't just gaslight it. You also have to look at.
What do you mean by gaslight?
Gaslighting is like.
Do you read these documents, Myk?
Yeah, I do.
When you see them, have you read?
Yeah, I do.
Have you read the monetary policy statement?
I do.
You want me to give you the phone?
No, I do. Hold on. You ask me a question, I'll address them. I say gaslighting.
Okay, why?
Dictate what I say. Don't set the pace, right? You look at his expenditure. The key thing here, President will talk about what? Reckless spending and prudent spending. I think that's the conversation, right? And
reckless spending has to do with fiscal spending.
Yeah, not the same.
That is what I'm saying.
I don't want to use too much time.
No,
people understand.
But the people and they understand.
Okay. So this is what I'm saying: reckless spending and fiscal spending.
Exactly.
Let me still take you. Fiscal spending, we're spending on the people. The MCC latest report we talk about, they get a whole component, what they call investing in people. Yeah, we talk about health expenditure, we increase them. We talk about primary education expenditure, we increase them. Natural resource protection, immunization rates, girls' education completion rates, we increase them. So you have to also look at where are we spending this money? You understand? Every year.
This is not me. I'm reading a statement from the Bank of Sale. It was released on the 3rd of January 2023.
And I will release that.
Yeah, so I'm telling you about fiscal spending.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Well, fiscal spending, all has to do with spending. These are just terms.
Exactly.
Now spending.
So
our government is spending.
The Bank of Sale is saying it has worsened and it's worrying.
Yeah, it's
But these are the professionals.
No,
you know better than them?
No, I'm not saying I know better than them.
Okay.
These are economists.
Okay.
But are they justify from the office of the president, how are we spending this money?
Okay.
You don't think it's important to know how we spend the money? You don't think the viewers want to know where are we spending this money? Why are we having...
But I just explain how government
can explain to you.
Unless you get all the explanation, you can get to the public.
No, okay, but at the end of the day, the key thing here is Baklama. It is incumbent on you as a journalist, as an informed journalist.
Well, teach me journalism.
No, I'm not teach you journalism.
You have a platform here.
No, okay, allow me.
I'm asking you questions.
No, don't disrupt.
Teach me journalism.
I'm not teach you journalism, but I just remind you.
Listen,
at the rear echo say you get the hold on. At the rear echo back say you get okay for respect for your platform. I will listen.
Listen.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your point. I ask you a question. The opportunity you have is to explain and convince the people.
Okay.
You don't tell me what I should do.
So let me ask a question. Is this a...
No, you're not asking me a question.
Is this a conversation or a job interview?
I've explained to you. I'm doing a program and asking you a question. You have a responsibility to explain to the public.
Lama,
you're concentrating on me. Speak to the people.
You forget me. You know
no, speak to the people. I'm not saying look at me. I say speak to the people.
Lama, what I'm saying
you
here...
You pay attention for me too much. You don't get distracted.
No, I will not.
Pay attention to the people.
The point I'm raising here is, Lama, look at it this way, yeah? You mentioned, say, expenditure don't worsen comparatively to...
Not to me, now it's in the...
Okay, that's not the report, so it's not the report you read.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You get other good reports in Salone, you read, you know, read them. Now this you read about, yeah? So at the time for you say, waiting, at the give the public, we platform, the people that want to view as them, how this expenditure, yeah, how it go up. People need to know. Yeah, waiting, we spend on. Why make we expenditure high? Now make I tell you, say, even the MCC report, when an international authoritative report talks, say, investing in people. Look at, let people watch it. Investing in people, health expenditure. We increase them. We budget allocation to education to 22%. We increase budget allocation to health to raise and up to 10 to 12%. We increase primary expenditure budget, natural resource protection, girls pre-education. So all this, man,
justified.
With more teachers in the world employ, more police people, more soldier man, more doctors, more nurses. And we'll not just tap, they would increase their salary from 2018 to 2022. Lama, 45% increment in teachers' salary. The police, up to 70% increment in their salaries. So all this, you expect, how you not expect we'll spend?
One of the things...
We priorities them back where they shape this country, Lama, where you understand, this is a new direction. We get priorities them where they reform country. And then priorities there, it comes with spending.
One of the things, then at the New Direction Manifesto is about, the wage bill. The high wage bill with the previous government and our government, they spend a lot, the salary disparities and all. And this, the recent, documents where the Ministry of Finance came on Parliament, they project wage bill for 2023 to 4.8 billion. 7.2% of GDP compared to 4.3 billion when at 8.1% of GDP in 2022. The Wages and Salaries Commission, this was something where the government, the New Direction Manifesto talk about, the Ministry of Finance has been talking about it, and it hasn't been established, and we're still spending a lot on salaries.
So that's why I said also you're gaslighting. Because at the end of the day, same documents we get now, either the end part we say the increase in the nominal wage provides for the following. We say government's commitment to 45% increase in salaries for teachers for the next 3 years, starting with an annual increase of 15% in January 2023. In final 25% increase of salaries for security sector was pronounced in 2021 budget speech. implying that the security sector will have received 75% increments from 2021 to 2023. Recruitment of 2,000 police officers as follows: 1,000 effective January 2023 and another 1,000 effective March 2023. The recruitment of 5,000 health care workers, which is part of the delayed recruitment of FY 2022 quote. Recruitment of newly created subvented agencies like the National Land Commission, National Cybersecurity Coordinating Center, then the Wages and Compensation Commission, and one foreign missions. Then payment of gratitude for the leadership and membership of parliament, ministers, deputy ministers, and foreign diplomats in March 23. APC ministers and Sefo and Kamo and Kamdem ambassadors. Oh, Kamo take Hollande.
The question was, you still not answer my question.
No, I didn't answer your question. Now this from what you talk about.
You're talking about gaslighting. I ask you a very clear question. Let me echo my question again. No, listen. You deviate. I mentioned the New Direction Manifesto spoke about addressing wage bill, and I just said the projected wage bill, and I mentioned the Wages and Compensation Commission that the government said they're going to set up to look at salary disparities. That hasn't been set up. That is what I'm asking you.
Parliament for ratify that.
Yes,
so
but
it's a process.
That is what I'm asking you. Show me no.
Get this clear, Lama. You make mention, say, when you talk about addressing, when President Bill talk about wage bills, you talk about addressing wage bills. Addressing wage bill not mean say na for can cut down, for reduce.
Okay.
There is nowhere in the world where wage bill they reduce per year. They always say increase.
Okay.
Now you talk about population. Priorities change, needs change. Will not be the thing about climate change now. The world, everybody will focus on climate change.
So you've not been able to set up the salary, wages and salaries compensation
Why
commission?
They say we will not be able to set
it up? It's a government.
No,
You're
it's a
for
process.
The government.
Not a president. You're not just sit on our office and say, go set it up.
But this is,
they have processes it goes through.
Okay, this is...
And when you... that's why I said you are gaslighting. I'll use that again. Because if they do something, that you don't on the process for doing, you are doing it. 5 years.
Your manifesto, you made a manifesto. The manifesto was presented to the people in 2018.
You know how many ratifications we don't do in parliament?
Are you giving excuses? You've not been able to explain to people the question I'm asking you. These are one of the things where presidents waiting on a manifesto say go address wage bill.
So when I say address, presidents not use the word say I'm going to reduce wage bill.
Okay.
He say I'm going to address wage bill. Address in wage bill can come in different forms. It can come with prudent spending. It can come with the way we spend, we money what they get.
Okay.
Yeah, because APC they do reckless spending.
Okay.
We see where some of the projects that where APC be embarked on, they're not even done. They're not be able to pay. Let me come. Okay. Not interrupt me.
Okay.
They're not be able to pay a lot of contractors them. Because people then they siphon them money and they put it on their own personal account. But the commissions of inquiry laid out everything out there. People who are corrupt and all that.
Okay.
So when president say I'm going to address that, it's not like president that tell you say is going to cut down on the wage bill.
Okay.
Are you going to cut down on the wage bill where you don't get more teachers then? Where you don't get more police them, where you don't increase people their salaries, you don't create offices them for let people they work. These are Sierra Leoneans. Then you talk about wage bill, say address. Until the way you look at them, say addressing wage bill, you're looking at it from one perspective, say to cut down wage bill.
Okay.
There is nowhere in the world a wage bill then you cut her every month.
Okay, and you think say you've done well in addressing the wage bill?
We are doing well. That's the key word.
Okay, let me move quickly. We need for round of time. They close on.
Okay, sir.
The president don't announce Dr. Jude Jallo as a running mate. Let me just watch that video quick and try for round up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell when I say the same ticket we are going on last election. Me and Alhaji Dr.
So President Bio, they run with Dr. Mohamed Jude Jallo. What value is he?
The winning team, Nanibra.
Okay. Who's on the left Kande in all of this now? Dr. Kande Yumkela.
President Bio ever promised a Kande before? Was there any...
but you were talking to him and there was this information.
Well, talking to Kande no means President Bio talk to everybody. President Bio talk to Alpha Khan. That no means say you get for Myk Alpha Khan.
So President is going to continue his discussion with Dr. Kande Yumkela?
Well, that's the prerogative of the President. I don't decide who President talks to.
Well, what role do you think Dr. Kande Yumkela, because he clearly said there needs to be that alliance. He is ready to work with the president don't ask him for work with him. What role do you think he could play?
Lama, President Bio is a man who wants to work with everyone. He don't manifest that in several occasions. When he took power, he came to State House. The first thing we embarked on was to throw olive branches to the APC. I remember President Nkrumah go to the office, we go sit down time, even though President Nkrumah in body language was not good. After that, we get what we call a consultative conference, Binti Manitri. We invite everybody for come get a dialogue, get a conversation. But until we listen to ourselves, we will know, we will know what we want and how this country will go.
Okay.
They turn it down. So President is open to anybody who mean good in this country. President is open to you. Because President is a fine gentleman. That is why when you go for go interview in America, we'll grant you that accordingly. Yeah?
Could you have rejected me?
Yeah, possible. You know many interviews that President not reject. President interview. You know they reject them because
the president want me for work for and I make
because it means that I find Sierra Leone, not because you want to.
Come on, man.
No, now because I find Sierra Leone, you mean good. That is why President will see you I find Sierra Leone, and that's why President will talk to you. Yeah, you are fine Sierra Leone, not because.
So I ask again, what role do you think, as a member of this government, what role do you think Dr. Kande Yumkela, Honorable Dr. Kande Yumkela, could play with progressing, as he clearly says, progressive alliance?
Advice.
So he's going to be an advisor?
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm asking, is that what you imply?
Tell me for do President in Woko.
No, I'm asking if that's what you imply. Now, your opinion on the ask, not to President in Woko.
No, well, that's what he has been. He's a fine man. He's a fine Paul.
He could be a fine advisor.
He could be anywhere. He can be minister. He can be advisor. He can be member of parliament. Any side, as long as that is good for Sierra Leone, everybody is important. Remember, the Sierra Leone People's Party is a party that is open to everyone, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your tribe, irrespective of your region, irrespective of your affiliation. So anyone who wants to join the SLPP, will know one. That was part of us.
Unprecedentedly, Dr. Mohamed Juliet Jallow, the vice president, become the first vice president where the president, announced for go with in.
That says a lot about President Bill.
No. So I'm asking you, do you see Dr. Juliet succeeding President Bill?
That's a difficult question to ask because it takes processes. You get to tell me we have an institution, the Sierra Leone People's Party is an institution.
Which you are part of?
Of course.
Will you support him to succeed President Bill?
Well, it depends. At the end of the day, it depends on how we see things are going. Yeah, if you go through the processes. But he's a fine man. Don't take that away from him.
You support him?
He's a fine man. If 90 party choose, I will support her. If 90 party choose, I will support her.
Okay.
If 90 party
choose, will you support a campaign for the party to choose him to be?
Well, I don't know the one where they come up with. So I get
is that ambition?
No, would they be enforced?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. Why should people elect President Bill? You don't continuously talk about
because
that.
President Bill leads from the heart.
Which all leads in the way they happen so right
President
now.
Bill is talk and do. President Bill is battle tested with all the difficulties where they go in the world. Sierra Leone, we still get indicators that we are proud of. When they talk of education in the world, we see don't they? Education in a transformed country. Recently, President Bill then call him for go sit down na transform your education in the United Nations Secretary General. For top, that is class. Sierra Leone first what they know for Ebola, then for corruption. During the APC time, Sierra Leone was the worst country, most corrupt country on earth. Sierra Leone, the maternal mortality rate was sinking. All these have changed.
Okay.
So that is why we need for real President Bill. Because why? Will they come on agriculture big 2023?
Thank you very much,
it's always a pleasure.
Myk Brerewa, for talking to us. And the Director of Communications at State House and the Office of the President. We don't talk about, the President in announcement of the Vice President as in running mates, the economy, and why in thinks and believes say people for re-elect President Bill. This now Hot Seats, and me, Namadou, thanks to the production team and the producer, Joseph Johnson. We'll meet back next week. Continue for watching AYV.